Hi everyone, so I thought I would go through today some of the things I keep on hand in my rat first aid box, which ironically is, showing my age, this used to be a CD box. That's right, a CD. I actually need a slightly bigger box now because this box is rather full with all the random things that I keep in it. So, some of the main things. A microwavable heat pad. I actually have two of these, and to be honest, all I've really used them for at the moment is when I'm taking pictures of new litters, so basically kittens that don't have fur yet. I have the heat pad so that they don't lose any warmth and they sit on that when I'm looking at them and take pictures. So you probably recognise the pattern on that. So yes, a heat pad. They usually, I think they're about £15 maybe, 15 to 20. I know you can get them on like places like Amazon. So, another thing to have is urine test strips. I just recently got a new one, so this is unopened. And it's more so just to test if they've got a UTI or anything like that. Just look for the ones that are kind of human brand. You're mostly interested in seeing if there's any sort of blood and things like that. Just check for infections. So I do recommend you get yourselves some of those. Now, I spoke about this in a recent video, Probiotic. I only just got this in because I needed it, so it's not something that I would say you desperately need to keep in your kit, but I do now have it, and that's the one obviously that I'm partway through using. Another thing I've got hold of just now, again just because some of my rats have been prescribed it, is solvent, and this is just when they get a little bit sort of congested in the nose, a bit snotty, so not respiratory, it's not in the chest. And this can just clear the snottiness out of their nose, so I do have a packet of that I'm using. This again came from the Rat Warehouse. This is the Wait Up Baby. So basically it doesn't have to be this brand. Mumix is also the equivalent, so just basically to have a high calorie, really tasty food because it can help to disguise medicine, along with obviously if your rat is losing weight and they need to put some on, this is very good for feeding them because it's high calorie. So some form of soft high calorie diet would be good as well. Next I have some heavy scrub, and this is just good for cleaning any wounds. You just dilute this with water, so having that on hand is also very, very good. I do also have a bottle of Ivermectin, so this is used for treating mites and lice. I've got quite a large bottle because I do obviously, as you can see, keep larger numbers, and it's much more cost effective for me to get a larger bottle. Something that I've clearly not had to use yet, and I really hope I don't need to, but it's good to have, is a cohesive bandage. So this would be used if a rat has an operation and say they're bothering the wound and really going at it, you don't want them to take their stitches out. You would give them the sausage of shame, and this is what you would use to do it. I actually picked this up pretty cheap out of Home Bargains, I'm sure it was, so it was less than £1, not expensive, and definitely handy to have in your kit. The other thing that I really, really like and I highly recommend is a pill crusher. Now you can get many different forms of them on eBay. I think that's where this one came from, I honestly can't remember, I've had it that long. But it's got a part in the bottom which can split your pills in two, and then the top bit will crush your pill down to a powder, which is great when you're having to give a rat like half of a tablet, a quarter of a tablet, an eighth of a tablet, you know, really, really small amounts. So I would recommend you get yourselves a pill crusher. Other things that are handy to have is a supply of 1ml syringes. Most often you'll be dosing your rat with like 0.2 or 0.1, so basically a very, very small amount. And if you get yourself these 1ml syringes, that makes your life 10 times easier. Again, you can pick up a bunch of these on eBay. You may also just want to like buy one or two from your vets, they will be able to sell you them as well. So highly recommend some syringes. I do also have a box of cornflour, and this is just more so if a rat say rips a toenail or loses a toenail, and if anyone's experienced that before, they bleed a lot. So the cornflour is just to help try and stop the bleeding. and it's just really, really handy to have. You can actually buy like styptic powder, which will do the same thing, but I've got cornflour, so highly recommend cornflour. The other thing I do have on hand, partly because I do have a girl that's on it just now, is I do have painkillers. So this is like the dog Loxicom. This is prescription only. I do have some for my dog, and sometimes my rats do need to be on it, like after operations, or in Alice's case, she's been on it for life now to keep her comfortable. So I do recommend having some form of painkiller. So I do have that. I'm just looking what else is like randomly in the box that is of relevance, to be honest. And I think that's mostly it. I do put any, like if I have any meds that haven't been used up or left over, I do kind of just shove them in here. But again, these are things that have been prescribed by the vet. You're not able to just get hold of these in this country. So yeah, that's the kind of main things I like to keep on hand as a just in case. I do also have a trusty jar of just cheap chocolate spread. I tend to use that mostly for hiding the medicine in. I know a lot of people say, oh, but if you're feeding them twice a day, that's a lot of chocolate to give them. But at the end of the day, the way I see it is, would I rather they got the medicine in them and had, a really sweet thing to treat, to tempt them into doing it, or would I rather be fighting with them and having to like force syringe them the meds instead? So you can find what works for you. Liver paste is also handy to have. Another thing to mention, if you don't have a pill crusher, if you keep 2 spoons, you can just basically crush it between the spoons as well, although you then need somewhere to store it. This is obviously handy because it crushes it and then stores it. But yeah, I think that's really the main things that I keep. It's not an extensive list. There'll be people that have a lot more than me. But that's just the things that I like to have on hand for my rats, and I hope that's helped you out with some ideas about maybe what you should have in your little first aid kit, because I'd rather be like over prepared than obviously not have something in stock for them when they need it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in whatever my next video is.